Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're returning to The Who, but this time we're returning to a very contemporary version of The Who. This is Roger and Pete, both I believe in their 80s at this point, or very close to it if not. Good on them that they're still out there doing Who concerts. The reviews are pretty good. I mean, granted, the other two guys are long gone, which is a shame. I mean, Keith Moon now, he's been gone for 47 years. So, the band has carried on. I think they just finished a tour, and this happened at the Royal Albert Hall. And maybe I shouldn't say tour, because I'm not sure if it was even more than one show, but I saw this from March 30th. I thought it would be fun to take a look at them performing. Baba O'Reilly. Now, I would assume that the keyboard sequencing loops and things are all going to be what they were back in 1970. And just as a refresher before we see the guys, this is, of course, the album that it came off of from 1971, Who's Next, considered by most people to be their very best album. It's the opening track. Of course, all the guys look pretty young there, don't they? You got Pete there. Rogers over there. Anyway, it's kind of small, so I'll spare your eyes. But anyway, just keep those youthful images in mind as we take a look at this. Adrian, do you have any comments ahead before we look at this?
I didn't know they were still playing a few days ago.
Yeah, they're still doing it.
Yeah.
So I mean, of course, I'm curious. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at this?
Okay.
We will discuss after. All right, let's do it. Well, there's Roger. Mm-hmm. And I see Pete, too, changing his guitar. Same stage spots. So again, Zach Starkey on the drums, who I believe is Ringo's son.
Yes. That's right. I wonder if people's son Simon is involved in this.
So what'd you think, Adrian?
Oh man, that was something. That was pretty good. I mean, the performance is just profoundly superb. They still got it. Roger's struggling to hit the high notes, but he's hitting them.
That's right. Yeah, they both need to conserve their energy a little bit now, it would appear. But that is fully understandable. I mean, the Who at at their age, I mean, I'm sure this has been mentioned before, but I mean, this is the band that had the song "I Hope I Die Before I Get Old."
I was going to say something about that. I was wondering if they still play "My Generation."
They do, in fact. I believe it came out in 1965. So that song is 60 years old. So that song is old. But yeah, pretty amazing. I was very impressed with the energy level they were able to bring, understanding, that they are a bit advanced at this point. But they really did sound quite good. I mean, and Zach Starkey sounded perfect in the role, of drummer on this. He really has been listening to his Keith Moon. But of course, being related to Ringo, I'm sure has been a real boon.
Helped a little bit.
yeah, in getting that feel, because he's got great feel for a drummer.
I think he's been with the Who for a while now, Zach Starkey. I think I have a DVD from the show from 1995 where he was playing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. That stands to reason, I guess. Right? Because they've needed somebody. So I'm just going to look him up real quick too while I'm sitting here, Zach Starkey. He's now 59, and of course, he's been with them ever since then, Adrian. That's about when he started with them.
Oh, okay.
And it's funny, he was born in 1965, which is, I believe, the year My Generation came out, as I mentioned. So it's amusing. But so I just looked it up, and Roger is 81, and Peter is 79. He will be 80 in May, so one more month. So highly respectable. And I noticed also Pete wasn't using his fingers as much. Now, I don't know because this is just one song, and they had plenty of help, but I'm wondering if his fingers are having a tougher time now with his advanced age and having played guitar for so long. I know that Eric Clapton has had that issue, and other guitar players too. I mean, it just happens,
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I mean, he sounded fine. But was just curious. I don't know if anybody would know about that. Any other thoughts, Adrian?
No, I was just wondering if, looking at Roger like 50 years ago, back then, what did he think he'd be doing in 50 years? I imagine. How would he react if he found out he was going to have, white hair and glasses on on one of his concerts?
Right. Well, of course, Pete wrote My Generation, right? And same thing. Same questions, You got to wonder. Maybe they didn't think that. And it's funny, these two guys used to get into fistfights with each other. I mean, through their 20s, I believe into their 30s, they would occasionally have fights, like physical fights. So that's the kind of, they brought that passion to the music, but that's kind of how it was for the band. Even when they got started, they all kind of fought each other. And as a matter of fact, they kicked Roger out of the band at one point because he beat somebody up. I think maybe it was Moon that he beat up. And so they're like, "You're out of here." And he came crawling back, "Oh, come on, guys, please," And so ever since then, I guess it's been better. But that was the kind of the attitude to the band. So it's funny that particular dynamic has resulted in a successful band that is still going today, 65 years, or when did they start? The 64. So it's been, 61, 62 years, somewhere in there. And My Generation being one of the very first hits that they had, one of the very first. That was thrilling. I'm glad they're still doing it. It does a heart good to see them out there, and doing it well, So, all right, folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of this clip? And if you are a Who fan, if you've seen them recently, if you've seen them at all, actually, let us know about that. Just whatever your experience was. Just give us your general thoughts and opinions. By the way, they did put out an album, I think 5 years ago, and then they decided it was going to be the last album because it wasn't really bought. I mean, nobody buys music anymore. So, when the numbers come back, they're like, well, I don't know if this is worth it anymore, which is a shame because it's a good album. It was called Who. So I recommend it. It's not the perfect Who album or anything. It's, it has a couple weaknesses here and there, but it also has some very strong tracks that had me impressed. So, all right. So with that, if you have other suggestions for us, leave those below, please. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. All right. Thanks so much for joining us, and we will catch you on the next one. All right. Take care, folks.
See you all later.